Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of Dancing with the Stars.
Well, if you remember last week, Jeffrey Ross and Ted McGinley were sent home.
It's all your fault, America.
I know.
Alright, so tonight the celebrities had to tackle the Paso Doble and the Rhumba.
It ain't no joke. They only have 3/4 days to do it.
Yeah. So, first up for the night was Toni Braxton and Alec Mazo.
Doing a rumba. So, she wanted him to feel like her. So they went to a karaoke bar.
Yeah, because he promised her if they made it past week 1, he would do something outside of his comfort zone.
Right.
So what else did he sing? Unbreak My Heart. And it was scary.
It was very bad. Okay, I would have liked to have at least heard a few bars of her singing it, but they didn't give us the pleasure of that.
So back to their rumba, she seemed a little bit stiff. It might have been nerves because she was first for the night.
She could have been so much better if it was just a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
I thought she really would have hit a home run if she was just a little bit smoother. Yeah, that was a downside. So they ended up with a score of 23.
Mm-hmm.
So then up next was Brooke, Burke, and young Derek Huff.
Yes, Paso Doble.
And she didn't have enough intensity when they were rehearsing, so young Derek had a bright idea to take her for karate.
Yes, channel your energy.
Yes.
So
she broke a few balsa wood boards.
it still wasn't intense enough for me.
No, it was almost like she was just going through the motions, you know?
She almost lost her balance, too.
Yeah, and I didn't see a whole lot of chemistry. I really wanted to like it because, you know, she's really trying.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't there for me, though. I think the judges were a little kind. They gave her a 24.
I don't know. I think just the whole night was a little bit lackluster.
I think this whole season's going to be a little bit lackluster because I'm just not seeing the talent in general that we've seen in the past seasons.
I don't know.
There might be some surprises. Yeah.
So next up, Rocco, DiSpirito, and Karina.
Oh, Karina. So they were doing a rumba. Mm-hmm. And what can Rocco do besides cooking?
Yeah, so he made a risotto and was like, oh, you gotta cook it slow, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
He lured her to his love nest and fed her. She liked it, too. Poor Rocco, though. He had almost zero hip action.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. It was like his legs were fused together, you know? He couldn't bend the knees and his hips, they just weren't working.
I did like the choreography, though.
It was kind of creative choreography because she had most of it and he had none.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah, but on the upside, he's a really good chef. He got a 16.
That's a little bit low. Come on, judges.
So. Well, up next was Lance Bass and Lacey Schwimmer.
Paso Doble, but guess what? No fun activity for them this week. Only practicing.
Practicing their underwear, practicing their pajamas.
They were there in their pajamas. They said it was like 2 in the morning.
Yeah. I think they were there for like 3 days straight.
That's a lot.
Because they delivered a totally fresh Paso.
They did.
And I think Len was a little bit tough on them.
He's like, I like it.
Lighten up, Len. It's entertainment. They're just trying to have fun.
When I saw that, I thought Paso Doble.
Yeah, I did too.
Even though it wasn't a traditional, like, bullfighter.
I know. And they only got a 20. And that's a shame because I thought they deserved a whole lot more than a 20.
But whoa, did you see the kiss at the end? It's okay, though, because he's gay.
Cherry chapstick. Okay, so Kim Kardashian and Mark Ballas. I thought this little doe-eyed beep was going to pull it up this week.
And she didn't.
What do? They go visit Robin Anton, the scary separated at birth sister of Lisa Rinna. I'm sorry, I know I'm going to get in trouble, but I had to.
Also, the sister of hairdresser Jonathan Anton. Crazy! Okay,
yeah.
So this Rumba was totally, I'm sorry to say it, but sucktastic.
It was. She was in a fog. She was just being led around the stage.
And the costume was totally unflattering.
Who dressed her? It looked like a giant diaper.
It wasn't a good pick for her.
She could have phoned this performance in. She didn't even need to show up. It would have been better over the phone.
Yeah.
They got a 17. I can't believe she actually got higher than hip-locked Rocco.
She did the exact same thing as him.
Yeah. Misty May-Trainor and Maksim Chmerkovsky up next.
Paso Doble.
Okay, you know Maksim is perfection. He will settle for no less than the best that he can get from his celebrity.
But Misty May had a volleyball tournament, which she won.
And he tagged along because he wanted to talk to her coach because, you know, he wanted to see what it was all about.
Good job, Misty and Carrie.
Yay!
Okay, so it was a little bit wobbly.
It was super intense, though. I'll give her that. She was 100% focused.
Her face, though, when she's, like, performing is just like...
Yeah, she was a little robotic, and it would have been only better if she had had a little bit more chemistry with him. I think it really would have been one of the best of the night if she had had a little more chemistry.
So they got a 21, but what the hell was with Tom Bergeron's comment after?
Somebody did a magic trick and turned Tom Bergeron into a douchebag. Because he totally said, I liked it better when Mel B did it.
What?
Are you kidding?
That was so rude.
Yeah.
Did he think his microphone was turned off or something?
I don't know, but kind of douchey.
It was really mean.
All right, Maurice Green and Cheryl Burke up next, doing a Roomba.
Yes.
And they went belly dancing for their little fun activity.
Watch belly dancing.
Well, he actually got up and did some of it. But he suffered from the same disease that Rocco did, the old creative choreography and very, very, very little hip action and substance. So, yeah, he got a 19, though, because I don't know why. Because it was exactly the same as Rocco's.
Which I was surprised at, because I think Maurice has a lot of talent. And
I thought so, too,
she didn't really give him a chance.
Dances. I mean, Rocco in last week's performances,
obviously,
he
need
didn't
to cover some crap up with him.
Yeah.
But Maurice, come on.
At least he's got potential. All right, so Cloris Leachman and Corky Ballas. This has got to be my favorite couple of the year. Paso Doble.
So, Corky started off the week with a Corky pep talk.
Yeah. You know what? They pulled off a standing ovation. Because she was amazing. She pulled out all the stops. She's 80 effing 2 years old.
Obviously,
and
it wasn't perfect.
She's up there working it.
It wasn't perfect.
Of course not.
It was a huge improvement from last week. And they were like, oh, I think it was too serious. You need to focus on having fun out there.
Your strength is being funny. Make up your minds. You know, when she's funny, it's like, ow, that's too campy. And when she's serious, it's like, oh, that's not funny.
Yeah.
I can't believe...
Judges.
Yeah. They gave her 15. That was a crime because she was way better than Kim Kardashian, I'll tell you that much.
She was. She was actually, like, trying.
Yeah. Susan Lucci and Toni Dovolani doing a Roomba.
Yes, so Susan's got the same kind of thing going on as Cameron Matheson from a few seasons ago.
They're on the same show.
Yeah, well.
So, yeah, she thought she'd go pick his brain a little bit. And, of course, he didn't have too much to say other than it's so much fun to do the dances.
But, you know, the traveling's hard because they got to go coast to coast.
It is hard. So, I got a question for everybody. Do you think she was hanging out with the singer? Or do you think she just busted into her dressing room and stole one of her headbands? One of her least embellished headbands.
Now, we're talking about the singer for Dancing with the Stars, who always
Scary. How do they let that girl out of the dressing room?
I don't know, but it's scary.
Ugh. If she was working for me, she'd be fired.
So back to the dancing.
She was a little stiff, but it was definitely an improvement over last week.
Was it? I thought
think
her quick step was better than this.
Well, maybe, but her moves were still disconnected. She needs to work on her fluidity a little bit more.
Yes, they got a 21.
Up next, Warren Sapp and Kim Johnson.
Paso Doble.
All they did was practice. And it showed because
it was good.
The Matrix theme was cool and Cubby did not disappoint.
He was totally wearing a dress too.
Yes. And he had some serious moves. His footwork was right on the money.
He's got some light
He can move it. He can move it. He's a twinkle toes. He did crack a few smiles though, and everybody knows in Paso Doble that is a huge no-no.
He's having a good time.
It's entertainment. So you got a 24.
Congratulations.
Yes, and up now is the last dance couple of the night. Cody Linley and Julianne Hough.
A Roomba.
All they did was practice. And it paid off.
Yeah. I thought it was the best
They were the best of the night. The judges didn't seem to think so, and that's not saying too much because
They don't know what's going on. I think we should just be the judges of the show.
I think so, too. And they got a 21. That's really sad.
They got robbed.
They did.
They were my favorite, and I just really thought they were, like, the best.
I gotta tell you a secret. I think Cloris Leachman and Derek Huff have something going on. Because she was totally sitting on his lap, and he was loving it. Okay? If you notice that, put it in the comments.
Maybe Derek was getting yelled at because he was hanging out with all the other girl dancers.
I don't know, but I think something's going on there. All right.
No.
Tomorrow night, Jessica Simpson and a pussycat doll and somebody from Step It Up.
Step Up.
Step Up. I keep getting those two confused. Till tomorrow.
Much love.